Probably the same moon.
Yeah. Wednesday evening. It's already almost 8:30. We're gonna go 75 miles away from where I live to pick up an engine and transmission in a transfer case for a project that I have. I'll give you one guess what it is. But this may be the dumbest thing or the smartest thing, but you see we're piloting the 72. We're going to see if we can load about 1,000 pounds of engine stuff in it. So we're going to go pick up my my good helper Matt. See if he can talk me out of this deal. But yeah, so far so good. We'll see if the truck's got a couple hundred miles in it tonight. So it's going to be a late night, but when you're busy, you got to do what you got to do. So. So we're going to get an engine, transmission, and a transfer case for some vehicle that is a part of the fleet of all these cars me and Matt have. I'll give you a guess which one it is. And we're going to take this thing. We picked up the transmission the other day, but might as well pick up some more stuff, so get some more miles on. What do you think, Matt?
I hope we make it.
Yeah. You ain't got no faith? Won't see it again for 2.5 years.
I can't see it at all.
Yeah. You think it looked like this in 1975?
Probably the same moon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same moon that's been going around since then. Out of respect to the seller, we did not video on location. This is the vehicle that donated the drivetrain. Can you guess what it is? And this is after we had picked it up. So I'll give you one guess what it goes to. LS what? Wow. So far, how's the truck doing, man?
She's running great. Got her squatted a little.
Yeah, that engine's 700 and some pounds, what they say. There's 1,000 pounds in the back of this. Held down with one decent strap and one kind of. No, that strap sucks, but you got one good strap. Yeah. And if the work wants you, it's smart enough. All right, so I guess you guys are wondering what we went and got the other day. Let me show you. So I've been in the air about which engine and stuff I'm going to run in my 76 International Scout. Well, I was going to do the LS route. Decided, well, man, it's going to cost a lot of money for all the stuff I want to do. The transmission, get the right case, all that good stuff. You know, I've been waffling around. And I was like, okay, I'll do a small block Chevy. with a turbo 350 and stuff. And then I was like, yeah, still gonna have to buy this, buy that. Well, then I just happened to go on the International Scout Facebook forums that they've got. And I see a lot of guys pulling these out to do the LS swaps. So I found one. A guy in Chicago had a running Travelall frame with a 345. Basically the same setup. 727, Dana 20. And the Dana 20 is what mine had in it. But mine's a stick shift. Well, I went around. That guy wanted what I felt like it was a pretty good substantial sum with me having to go get it and all that kind of stuff, which I know that's not his problem, me having to travel to come get it. But for me, just the investment was going to be pretty expensive. Well, I just sat back, relaxed, chilled out about it, kept my eye on what I was working on. Well, this came up about 85, 90 miles away. And the guy, same thing, doing an LS swap. Really cool dude. Bought the whole setup out of his. Now, I don't know if it runs, it cranks, but it was missing the carburetor. And funny story, about 20 years ago, I don't even remember where I got it from, but this is a Holley, I think, what's that, 23, I can't see the number on there. Anyways, 23 something, I'll put the number to it up here. But I've had that for like 15 years, that little 2-barrel 350 CFM carb. Fits right on there. The only thing I'm not for sure about is on these 727s, they've got this linkage for the kick down. I can figure that out later, but I put it on there. It works, it just needs a kit. So I'm pretty sure it's off a Ford of some type, but I've got a carburetor, just have to rebuild it. So what my plan is here is I'm gonna pull all this out of the back of the truck, and I'm going to put this on my stand because they pulled the valve covers off of it. I'm gonna put new gaskets on it, rebuild that carburetor, and get it ready to go on my engine run stand that I've been working on. And I'm just gonna put this stuff up for right now because I'm sure it works. I'm not gonna mess with it right now. But yeah, so I forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna work on now. Let's unload this, try to spill as much antifreeze on the floor and make a huge mess. But in other gains, this truck is killing it, man. While the engine's been in it this week and I haven't driven it because I haven't unloaded that yet, I went ahead, if you notice, I put the fender wells back in it. So she has nice, one brand new one freshly repainted. But this thing, man, has not skipped a beat. And we filled it up before we left, filled it up when we got back. I'm getting 12 miles to the gallon out of this. That truck gets 10, doesn't matter what I'm doing. Now, how do you explain that? Now, it may just be the way it's geared, but we were cruising 65, 70 in this old truck, and it was still knocking down 12 miles to the gallon. So, man, these old trucks are something else. But yeah, let's get this thing unloaded, see what we got to work. Well, this isn't turned into a quick job at all, so somehow we have a hole in the bottom of the oil pan. And the only thing I'm guessing is when I set it down, maybe a nail stuck up or something and poked a hole in it. But yeah, it's just pouring all the oil out of the bottom of that pan, so I'm gonna jack it up and drain all the oil out of it, I guess. What in the heck? Well, I'll be damned. Look at that, it's got a hole in it. Sure enough. Watch. Yeah. Must have been a nail sticking out on that or something, but yeah, we got a pinhole. Luckily, I've got a welder, so I plan on changing some gaskets on this anyways, if it even works. So, So who'd have thought? Setting this down on a wood pallet and I've rubbed all over this. I cannot find anything sticking through it. But it sure did. Poked a hole right there. It's got like a pinhole in the oil pan. Who'd have thought? Not me. Insane. Well, whatever. Well, I managed to make it over here temporarily have this put away. I went ahead and cut some little wood stands on it. I need some screws, though. I just used some like 18 gauge nails and nailed it together. But I'm going to get my engine run stand that I've started on. I gotta go get some of these bolts, whatever size that is, to put it on my engine stand right there. And then we'll bolt the motor on there. I'll weld that hole up in the bottom of the oil pan. And then I'm probably gonna remove some things and put away for when it goes in the Scout for good. But I'm gonna try to put it on that run stand, and I'll pull the radiator out of the Scout, try to put it all together and try to see if this thing, I'll have to get a rebuild kit for that carburetor. But we'll try to see if this thing will fire up and run. But we've at least got it unloaded out of the truck, temporarily put away. But yeah, man, I got the shroud, the air cleaner. There's the carb right there. Bunch of brackets, got the engine mounts. I mean, yeah, we basically got almost everything to put it in the Scout. So I got to get this old truck cleaned out. And yeah, at least it's out of the way for right now. So. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching and checking in with the channel. If you like what's going on here, hit the like button, tag, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. There's going to be a lot more coming. And at least now we have drivetrain for the Scout. We've got some direction, and let's get to work. Thank you guys.